Hey YouTube, Wes here checking in. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well, having a great day or great night, whenever it is you're watching this. Just a quick programming note, this is a pre-recorded video. I've been sort of getting videos into the pipeline to cover sort of the spring months while we'll be moving to the new house, getting this house cleaned up, that sort of thing. But you're going to be getting a video every week. I think I'm going to set them up at least every Wednesday. There'll be a new video, so just new content here for you all the time. So stay tuned, keep track of the channel, keep watching out. So today I wanted to do a short video talking about sort of clearing up some misconceptions about my listening process, because I think some people have sort of misunderstood my listening process, misunderstood just sort of the way I do things, and it's partially my own fault in the way I've explained things in the past. You know, people get this impression that I listen to an album once, put it on the shelf, and that's it, and I never listen to it again. And that's totally not the case. A better way of explaining how things sort of make it into the permanent collection to begin with is it has to have at least one, what I would call a critical listen. You know, that's where you're no distractions. You're sitting there doing a really serious listen to the album. But you know, along the lines of other times, you know, when I get the album, I may play it. I may play it a couple times when I get it. I may play it sometimes just in between there. The first month I get it, probably an album will get several plays. Then it sort of ends up back here in sort of my inbox, where I'm sort of working through these chronologically, and you know, it can get pulled from there from time to time. You know, go back and sometime around the end of the year, I'll go back and pull out some albums and kind of revisit some stuff that happened throughout the year, and revisit some of those albums that came out during the year, and try to, you know, kind of get an idea of what were my favorites from the year and that kind of thing. If another video here on YouTube sparks me to want to pull an album that I know is back here, I'll pull it before it ends up in the permanent collection. So, you know, an album can get listened to multiple times, but and then it's a sort of two-part misconception. People also assume that sort of once I filed something away in the collection that it's done and I don't listen to it again. And yeah, that's sort of a misconception, because I do pull albums from back here in the collection and listen to them from time to time. But what I've been trying to get across is that if I don't have something specific I really want to listen to, I don't ever browse really back here in the collection. I don't, you know, if I'm in a browsing mood, I'm gonna go get something off the inbox shelf and something that I've never heard before. So that's sort of my thing. But yeah, like recently the Vinyl Geek did a whole series of videos on Pink Floyd's The Wall, and you know, I hadn't really given this a serious listen in a long time. So I pulled it out and gave it a really serious listen, sort of revisited it, or, you know, re-experienced this whole thing as it was meant to be, you know, on vinyl and on a nice stereo system. Really enjoyed it, really an immersive listen. And then that sort of inspired me to pull Dark Side of the Moon again. You know, everybody, this is a well-loved album, not a favorite of mine at all, probably pretty far down in the Pink Floyd discography as far as I'm concerned, and I still feel that way even after I went back and revisited it again. But I do go back and pull things from the collection back there and listen to them from time to time, but it usually takes something to spawn that wanting to pull something back there, rather than just sort of browsing for something to listen to. Because if I'm just going to browse for something to listen to, I'd rather browse in things I've never heard before. So those are kind of the main two misconceptions about my listening habits, is that number one, I only listen to an album once, which is really not true. It's really not. It really doesn't fully explain it. I've sort of explained that improperly in the past, but it's really just a situation where I want to have at least one really critical listen of an album before it can end up in my collection. But it has probably been listened to many times before then, and sometimes I'll listen to an album a couple times when I'm doing critical listening. You know, I'll give it a listen through once, and okay, I'm kind of getting this, I'm kind of not. You know, maybe I'll go through it again. So yeah, those are the two things. You know, no, I definitely listen to albums more than once, and I do sometimes pull albums from the collection back here and listen to them again. But I prefer to pull things, if I'm just in a browsing mood, I prefer to pull things from the inbox rather than sort of revisit something I've already visited. So yeah, that's just a short video to sort of clear up some misconceptions. I've gotten some comments about this in the past, and I just wanted to clear that up and let it be known that, you know, no, I'm not just buying an album, listening to it once and filing it away. It's more that I try to push myself to explore more and experience new things. And, you know, when I do buy new albums, I do listen to them more than once before they get filed away in the collection in general. So those are the two misconceptions I wanted to clear up. Thanks for watching this video. As always, leave me your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Have a great day, a great night, and we'll see you again real soon. Cheers.